Welcome to Keeper of the Mountain. Yeah, our little bit today is going to be a little bit different. See, it's been a while since I've been on, and the reason is I needed to take a vacation. I needed a break. So we went to Maui for a vacation, and that was an adventure. Back, I'd say probably 45 years ago, I had a roommate. We were best of friends, and he owned a Camaro. He had a 68 Camaro, and I loved that car. I was a Ford man. I had a 1967 Ford Fairlane, and we always competed against each other. And, we both had our shares of wins and losses. But I helped him work on that car and make it faster and make it better. And I drove it quite a bit. And, man, I just really, really enjoyed that 1968 Camaro that he drove. A first generation Camaro. There's nothing like it. So I thought, why not rent a brand new Camaro and see how it's doing? And so I'm going to give you an honest, real world review of this Camaro. Now, this lovely Camaro that you're looking at is a 2023 Chevrolet Camaro convertible. It's a beautiful car. I mean, that engine looks like it is just exploding with power. With like you couldn't fit a bigger engine under that hood. It has a factory chop top look to it. You look at the side of that thing, and that mail slot windows are something else. One thing I've struggled with on this car since I got it in the week that I've been driving it is the really mail slot windows, the factory chop top. Anytime the factory does something by committee to try to be cool, well, a lot of times things suffer. They did get the look right on this car. I gotta say, it's a good looking car. However, trying to get in and out of this car with the top up, you will constantly be banging your head on the roof. It's just, there just is not enough room. I mean, if you really want to fit in it, you'll fit in it, and I do. Once I'm inside, it's fine. A 6-foot tall guy could easily drive this car. I'm only 5'5", and I struggle to get in and out of it. I can only imagine how hard it would be for somebody that is 6 foot tall. So if at all possible, drive it around with the top down, because then you can get in and out of it. And besides that, when you go through a drive-through, just try and get a bag of food through that little tiny window hole opening. Yeah, put the top down. If it's raining, go home and eat. Or go to go inside and eat. Don't try to go through the drive-through. Now, does this car have power? Let's go check it out. I mean, the first gen that I drove had a small block Chevy V8 in it, and it was pretty fast. This one has a 4-cylinder. Okay, right down here on the console is a mode button. And if you push the mode and look on the screen, you will see, you push the buttons and you'll see your different modes. You have snow and ice, which we're not going to be using. You have touring, and you have sport. You can also pull this back into gear, push it over, and now you have manual shifting, but it's not done here necessarily. I mean, you can do it from the shifter, but you have flappy paddles. That one goes up, and this one goes down, and we're gonna go check it out. We're gonna see if this thing has some get up and go. That was impressive. We took the convertible and drove the road to Hana. That was quite interesting. Got quite a bit of that on film, but I had a problem with my camera when it came to the moisture in the air, and most of the film was just garbage and I couldn't use it. So unfortunately, most of what I got, I didn't really get it. What about the overall quality of this car? Well, it's not too bad. I mean, I've been in a lot worse. However, there are a few things that I've had a problem with. And mind you, this car only has a couple thousand miles on it. So if you pull this out, this thing keeps falling off. Now, why it keeps falling off, I don't know. There's little clips there, but they don't seem to be holding anything. So anytime anyone gets in the passenger seat, they inevitably bump this with their leg and it falls off. So that's a problem. This particular aspect of it, this cover, this here, you lift up, and it's got your plug-ins and everything for your cell phone. It'll use the app on your phone as a GPS, but you have to plug it in. It won't do it wirelessly, which is kind of annoying. And when you're sitting in the driver's seat, your elbow's on that and you cannot get to it unless you're tiny. If you're a very small person, you're fine. Now, as far as the back seats go and the clearance in the back seats, there is none. If you give yourself leg room up front, there is no leg room in the back. You give yourself leg room in the back, there's no leg room up front. So this is, although a four-seater, not really. This is where you put your luggage, because with the top down, you have this tiny trunk space, because the majority of the trunk space is taken up by the folded up roof. So I mean, it sounds like I'm complaining, and in some ways I kind of sort of am. And you may be thinking, okay, Boomer, get a minivan. Yeah, well, there is a little of that going on, no doubt. There's another thing here. The top, unless this guy here is clipped on its little pins, there's sensors in here that tell the top, and the top, see, here's this wire, will not go. But this sensor is just flopping around, and you can't tighten it. Every once in a while you go to fold up the top and it'll go, nope, you got to fix the thing. Come back here and it's fine. You got to take it off and put it back on and fiddle with it, and then the top will work. So it's a quality issue. So now it does have the release for the latch, and you can see, you know, if you're ever stuffed in this trunk, you can reach up and grab this latch. But you can see how small the trunk is with the top down. If they stuff you in here, you aren't moving. Then there's the million-dollar question. Would I buy one of these? I'm gonna have to say no. Now, is it right for somebody? Absolutely, this car is right for a lot of people. And they'd enjoy it, they have fun, they do all kinds of things. But it's not my thing. I'm gonna have to pass on the Camaro. It's just not what I want out of a car. Now, the positives of it, it got really good mileage. I drove every highway and every road on Maui, no exceptions. Man, I drove them all. Even I went to the road to Hana and kept on driving all the way around 31 and came out on 37. Back around, I went to the Hana highway all the way on the west side of the island. Some pretty country. And I drove every highway on this island with this car, and it got incredible fuel mileage. I really, and it had plenty of power, style, all that kind of stuff, and I really enjoyed having a convertible. But as far as an everyday car that I would own and drive, no. But you know, if it's the style and it's a car you really want, you'll find a way to make it work. That's just how things work with cars. It's no different than owning a Lamborghini. A Lamborghini is a very uncomfortable car, very difficult to drive, unreliable, breaks all the time, you're always working on it. I mean, they can be somewhat reliable if you take really good care of them and aren't afraid to spend a lot of money on them. But overall, they're not for very many people. It takes a special person to drive a Lamborghini. Now, this is no Lamborghini. It is a Chevrolet. It is a Camaro. Let's be real. But if it's what you want, you're going to be happy with it. Okay, the little annoying things have become big annoying things. Check this out. Look at this gap. This window will not roll up. If you just try to roll it up, it'll roll up and roll down, roll up and roll down. And then you can roll it up and stop it, but that's all the farther up it goes. Also, when you open the doors on one of these and you pull on the handle, it causes this window to roll down just a little bit so you can get it out under the lip of the convertible top. Watch this one. See that? It hangs up. Why does it hang up? Because when you pull the handle, it doesn't roll down until you wiggle the door, then it'll open. This is how it's supposed to work. Watch this side. You just pull on the door handle and it comes right open. Opens like butter. But the driver's door not so much. This is a security issue. I have cameras. I can't have things stolen. It's gonna have to go. I have to get a different car. And besides that, I got in the car the other day. I tried to start it and it said no key fob recognized. Go figure. I had to lock and unlock the doors a couple times with the key fob before it recognized that I had it, so that the car would even start. I'm sorry, Chevrolet, but this is just too much. This car has 2,700 miles on it, and it is just falling apart and not working. This is ridiculous. You guys need to work on your quality control. This is not the rental car company. This is the manufacturer turning out garbage. Good looking garbage, but garbage. I don't have this problem with any other brand of car that I rent. But the last two Chevrolets that I've rented, both 2023 vehicles, have had electrical issues. Different electrical issues, but electrical issues. So I'm done. I'm done renting Chevys. I was kind of disappointed. I really wanted to enjoy the car and love it. I had to turn it in and get a Jeep.